Hi, I have a review on Budget in Madison County. I think I've talked about this movie before. This is my fourth time watching this movie. It is just so good. Like, it just touches my heart. And I think it's like interesting because like most Clint Eastwood movies, he's really like pissed off at things, and he's mad all the time, and he's like, blah. Then this one, he's just calm, and he's gentle, and he's romantic, and it's a really nice change of pace, I think. He directed it, and he did not write it, but he produced it. Um, this movie had a lot of controversy around it. Not a lot, not one that really many people talk about. But when I was buying this, there were reviews on Amazon. Did I buy this? Yes, I did. But like if it was a gift or if I bought it, I bought this. But the reviews on this movie, there were like a lot of positive reviews, but then there were some that were very judgmental who shouldn't have watched the movie because it's obvious it tells you, you know, what the movie's about. So if the people who watched it, I don't know why they watched it. I feel like they watched it just to be like, oh, I'm better than this character, which they're not. But basically what this movie is about, because I've kind of like skirted around the issue, but the movie is about Meryl's character is married and she has two kids. They're teenagers at this. Well, the movie is opened with her. She has passed away, and her kids have come to take care of all the final stuff that, you know. So then they find out that her character had an affair with Clint Eastwood while she was married to their father and everything. And then, of course, they're like really upset, but then they find these journals where she's written down the story, and they start reading the journals, and then it goes, you know, the flashback kind of movie. And they kind of discover things about her and the relationship, and they kind of realize what sacrifices she made for her family, and it's so good. Like, she's married, and then her husband and her kids go to the county fair, and for I think it's a week. And Clint Eastwood's character is a National Geographic photographer, and he wants to take a picture of the covered bridge is the bridge in Madison County. There you go. And she goes with him to help him find it, and then they start taking pictures, and then there's like a automatic connection between them with her husband, and it's just like very stale, and they don't really communicate, they don't really talk, and she kind of feels stuck. She's from Italy, and she lives in is it Iowa or Illinois? One, I think it's Iowa, but it doesn't say, but it is Iowa, I think. But she used to be a school teacher, but she quit because her husband didn't want her to work, and she had kids. So she kind of feels stuck. And then he comes around and gives her like her life a whole new meaning, gives her a more happy outlook on life. But the thing about the movie is, during this whole thing, none of them are ever doing it out of revenge or anything. It's just kind of like they fell in love at the wrong time, at the wrong moment. And there's a part in the movie, like this movie completely didn't change my opinion on certain things. I mean, I'm not like having an affair, but I think the woman, like, it shows the woman's perspective on this. And it's so different because usually it's the man having an affair, but in this case it's the woman having the affair. And you see it from the woman's perspective of what that feels like, because a man can do this and there will be judged, but not as harshly as a woman, especially a wife and mother. Because she's a bad mother if she leaves. And her husband, small town, so her husband will hear all these things, and she didn't want to hurt her husband, and she didn't want her kids to hate her, and it's just like the whole complicated mess of that whole thing. And she ends up like falling in love with one person, but she doesn't want to hurt the other person, even though she doesn't love her husband. It's just very heartbreaking, this movie. It just like, oh, touches my heart and breaks my heart and it gives me feelings, and it's beautifully done. I recommend this movie. I feel like you should watch it because it will. Do you have an opinion on this? It's like complicated because I don't support having an affair, but at the same time, things do happen. Sometimes it's not always easy to just be like, oh, they're horrible because they cheated on their husband or their wife. Sometimes their circumstances beyond their control, and it's just, sometimes they're meant for somebody else, but you don't want to hurt the other person that you're with, so it's kind of complicated. So know this movie 5 out of 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, and that is all. Goodbye.